Jai Hind children, today we are going to start our GK class. See, this is your GK textbook, Joy Ride. I think all of you got it, isn't it? So, open the textbook at page number 7. See, this is your first chapter.
Sideways census. All of these questions require you to think sideways. How good are you at it? What will come next in the series? 5, 11, 23, 29, 41, 47, etc. Then, what is the next number? That is the question. Here, 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. Then 11 plus 12 is equal to 23. Then 23 plus 6 is equal to 29. 29 plus 12 is equal to 41. Here 41 plus 6 is equal to 47 and 47 plus 12 is equal to 59. So the answer is 59. The pattern of this series is alternatively 6 and 12 are added to the previous number. So second question, there are 30 girls sitting in a straight line. If Rita is 17th from the right and Sita is 17th from left, how many girls are sitting between Rita and Sita? See, this is left and this is right. Then according to our question, Rita is 17th from right. That is, Rita is from here 17th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So Rita is 17th from the right and Sita is 17th from left. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So Sita is 17th from left. In between Sita and Rita, how many students are there? How many girls are there? 1, 2. So the answer is 2. 2 girls are sitting in between Rita and Sita. Third question. If a watch starts to travel backwards, what will be the actual time on a regular watch when first watch shows 6:34? Here normally when we calculate time, we start from 12. Keep that in mind. Here in this question, it is given 6:34 only. So, no need to bother about AM or PM. For our convenience, we can consider time in clockwise direction as positive and anti-clockwise direction as negative. So in this question, first watch is moving anti-clockwise direction, that is backward direction, and second watch is moving in clockwise direction, that is forward direction. So according to the question, when the first watch shows a time of 6:34, that is negative 6:34, because first watch is moving in anti-clockwise direction, isn't it? If so, what will be the time in our regular watch, that is moving in clockwise direction? We all know 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 12 hours can be written as 11 hours 60 minutes. So to calculate the time in regular watch, we can add the given time, that is negative 634 to 1160. So after calculation, we get the answer as 5:26. That is 5 hours 26 minutes. So fourth question. 5 friends A, B, C, D and E live separately in any one of the 5 houses numbered 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The houses are in a straight line. A lives in number 5 but does not live next to E. B lives 2 houses on the right to D. E lives in the extreme left if you are facing the houses. C and D are neighbors. The number of D's house is twice that of B, which is twice the number of E's house. What is the number of C's house? There is a printing mistake in this question. So interchange E and B in your textbook. This is the direction we look from inside the house. In this direction, this side becomes right and this side becomes your left. This is the direction if we are facing the house from outside. In this direction, this side becomes left and this side becomes your right. See, this is the first house mentioned as 1 and this is house number 2, this is house number 3 and house number 4 and house number 5. These houses are placed in a straight line. Now consider the condition A lives in number 5. So we can place A in house number 5. Next, consider the clue E lives in the extreme left if you are facing the houses. In this condition only we are considering this direction. So we can place E in house number 1. Consider the remaining clues, that is B lives 2 houses on the right to D and C and D are neighbors. So for satisfying these conditions, we can place D in house 4 and according to the condition B lives 2 houses on the right to D. So B can be placed in house number 2. Since C and D are neighbors, we can place C in house number 3 near D. So, this is the final arrangement. And what was the question? What is the number of C's house, isn't it? By seeing this arrangement, tell what is the number of C's house? That is 3. One more condition is there. Check whether that condition is satisfied in this arrangement. That is, the number of D's house is twice that of E. What is the number of D's house? That is 4, which is twice of 2, the house number of B. And this house number of B is twice of house number of E, that is 1. See the fifth question. A father had 3 sons, A, B and C. When he died, he left half of his total money to B. He gave C rupees 5,000 more than he left to A. If A got rupees 10,000, what amount did B get? Let's see the answer. Let M be the total amount of money that father had and P, Q and R be the amount of money gave to sons A, B and C respectively. So it is said that father divided his total money among these three sons. So we can write P plus Q plus R is equal to M. It is said in the question that B got half of the total money. That is, Q is the amount of money gave to son B. That is, Q is equal to M by 2. Next, it is said that A got rupees 10,000. That is, P is equal to rupees 10,000. Father gave son C rupees 5,000 more than he gave to son A. So the amount got by son C, which is represented as R, is equal to P plus 5,000. That is, 10,000 plus 5,000 is equal to 15,000. In the beginning, we said that half of the amount father gave to son B. Obviously, the total amount got by son A and C constitutes the other half. That is, P plus R is equal to M by 2. M by 2 is equal to 10,000 plus 15,000, which is equal to 25,000. So the question is, what amount did B get? See here, we got M by 2, isn't it? So what is the value of M by 2? 25,000. So B got rupees 25,000. The last question. This is a 3 by 3 grid where the center square is not in play. Using the numbers 1 through 8 once and only once can you place the numbers in such a way that no two consecutive numbers are next to each other, including short diagonals, as noted by the 4 arrows. Consider the first condition alone. That is, no consecutive numbers are next to each other. So, we can place the numbers accordingly. First, I placed 1 here, then 2 here, because consecutive numbers should not come near. That is the condition, isn't it? Next, I place 3 here, then 4 here, then 5 here, then 6, 7 and 8. Okay. Now look at this arrangement. First condition is satisfied, isn't it? Then what about second condition? Is that satisfied? Look at the diagonal cells marked by the arrow. See here, 1 and 2 are placed next to each other. But according to the condition, no consecutive number should come near in this diagonal direction also. So, we can rearrange it once again. Let's see the new arrangement. First, I placed 1 here, then 2 here, then 3 here, then 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now look at this new arrangement. Whether all conditions are satisfied? Yes. So this is the final answer figure. There may be alternate methods to solve the above questions. You can follow your own methods. Okay. Next, we move on to our second chapter, Chemistry Curiosity. Chemistry is the study of all kinds of matter around us. This makes it exciting because chemistry teaches us to put the materials in our world to the best uses possible. So, first question. Which is the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust? That is aluminium. Then second question. Which two elements make up human teeth? Calcium and phosphorus. Third question. By what familiar name is the compound sodium bicarbonate known? Baking soda. Fourth question. What is the chemical name for common salt? Sodium chloride. Fifth question. The chemical formula for which everyday item is H2O. That is water. Then sixth question. What kind of chemical compound is vinegar? It is an acid. Then seventh question. What is calcium hypochlorite used in homes as bleach? Eighth question. What elements are used in making brass? Copper and zinc. Ninth question. What elements are used in making bronze? That is copper and tin. And the last question. Which gas when solidified is called dry ice? That is carbon dioxide. Which is the most abundant non-metal in the earth? Oxygen. Which is the second most abundant metal in the earth's crust? That is iron. Name the acid found in vinegar. Acetic acid. What is the outer covering of teeth called? Enamel. Which element is present in diamond? Carbon. So, the third chapter, biology bouncers. The science of biology is crucial to our existence. After all, it teaches us about our own lives and those of the living things with whom we share this planet. First question. Through which organ do fish breathe? Answer, gills. Second question. Which compound in our blood gives it its red color? That is hemoglobin. You will study about all these in your science subject this year itself. Then third question. Which common household reptile can shed its tail to fool its predators? Answer, gecko. So what is predator? Predator means an animal that hunts, kills and eats other animals. Fourth question. Veins carry blood from the body to the heart. Which vessels carry blood from the heart to the body parts? Answer, arteries. That also you will study in this year. So fifth question. What do we call animals who can adjust their body temperatures to outside conditions? The answer, warm-blooded animals. So warm-blooded animals are defined as the animals which can regulate and maintain constant internal body temperature. They can survive in any temperature range as they can adapt it to easily. Mammals, birds, etc. are examples. Then cold-blooded animals can be defined as the animals which cannot regulate their internal body temperature with the change in the environment. They cannot survive in extreme temperature conditions. Examples of cold-blooded animals are reptiles, fish, amphibians, etc. Then the sixth question. If hibernation is sleeping through cold weather, what is sleeping through hot weather? Answer, aestivation. Aestivation or summer sleep is the state of inactivity or low metabolic process performed by the animals during summers. On the other hand, hibernation is the state of inactivity or low metabolic process performed by the animals during winters. Following are the major difference between aestivation and hibernation. Hibernation is also known as winter sleep. Aestivation is also known as summer sleep. Hibernation is for longer duration and aestivation is for short duration. In hibernation, animals look for a warm place to sleep. In aestivation, animals look for a moist, cool and shady place to sleep. Hibernation takes place in warm and cold-blooded animals like bats, mammals, etc. Aestivation takes place in cold-blooded animals like snail, earthworm, frogs, tortoise, etc. Then, seventh question. What is called the basic unit of life? Answer, cell. Eighth question. By what process do plants make their food? That you know, photosynthesis. You already studied in first chapter of your science subject, isn't it? So the ninth question. What medical process prevents dangerous diseases from occurring? That is vaccination. You may have taken vaccination when you were babies. For example, polio vaccine. Do you remember that? Then 10th question. What fungus is added to baked foods to make them fluffy? Answer, yeast. About yeast, you will study in this year itself. Okay. Next chapter, literary labyrinth. How many of these literary terms can you name from their descriptions? The first one, a word that resembles or suggests the sound that it describes. Onomatopoeia. The second one, the repetition of the sound of the first or second letter in a series of words to create a musical effect. Alliteration. The repetition of vowel sounds in successive words to create a musical effect. Assonance. The fourth one, the repetition of consonant sounds in successive words to create a musical effect. Consonance. A figure of speech in which a person not present is addressed. Apostrophe. An exaggeration used to heighten the effect produced. Hyperbole. A figure of speech where the reality is the opposite of what is being implied. Irony. Contradictory words placed beside each other. Oxymoron. The expression of sound, smell, taste or physical feeling through language. Imagery. Giving human attributes to an animal, object or idea. Personification. An implied comparison between two things that are dissimilar. Metaphor. A direct comparison between two things that are dissimilar. Simile. The introduction to a literary work. Prologue. The conclusion to a literary work. Epilogue. Example of these literary terms. Onomatopoeia, cuckoo, murmur. Alliteration, sheep should sleep in a shed. Assonance, men sell the wedding bells. Consonants, Mike likes his new bike. Apostrophe, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Hyperbole, I have told you to clean your house a million times. Irony, a pilot has a fear of heights. Oxymoron, act naturally. Imagery, the concert was so loud that her ears rang for days afterwards. Personification, lightning danced across the sky. Metaphor, the snow is white blanket. Simile, she is as innocent as an angel. Find out these literary terms in this word search puzzle. That's all for today's class. Thank you.